results are coming out, the calls are coming out. So now you have to fill up the MBA application forms for various colleges. Now here are 5 tips that should help you crack, the interviews. It'll help you with regards to how to fill the application form, what you need to do, etc. So why is it important? To understand that some colleges have separate marks for application form, SPJMR, etc. They consider your application form when they give you a call. So in that case, since there is separate marks for application form, it's important that you fill it up properly. Also remember, they look at your application form before they take your interview, which means it creates a first impression among the panelists. So it's very important that you fill it up properly. Okay, and interviews are based on what you write in the application form. So that becomes extremely important because the whole interview will depend upon what you have written. If you write something wrong, it can completely go in the wrong direction, which you would not want. So 5 tips. First, when you fill the application form, keep the interview in mind. What does this mean? As I said, interviews are based on what you write in the application form. Mainly the essay type answers that you write, it is based on that. So if you want to lead the panelist, in a sense like you want the panelist to ask you questions on a specific areas, then one way to do that is fill that in your application forms. For example, you want them to focus on more on work experience or on particular aspects. If you can put that in your application form in some essay answers, that could help. So before filling the form, it's recommended that you decide what you want the panelist to ask you in the interview. And based on that, you can then think about it. One way to go about it is when you fill the form, think what questions can a panelist ask you on the form and accordingly prepare for the same. Keeping this in mind, ensure that you remove photocopy of the application form, whatever form that you submit. Second tip, highlight your achievement. Understand the interview is all about selling yourself. You're selling yourself among all the candidates. So you're basically telling them why you should select you. Very important to highlight your achievements. Some people write the achievements but don't write it properly. Say I am a 3rd ranker in my board or in my merit list or in my university. Say you're from Mumbai University. So I could always say that I'm 3rd rank among whatever thousands of students who have written the examination. Because some university have less number of students. If there are more number of students which are there in your university and you are a ranker in that, do mention it. It sounds great. It sounds a big achievement. So ensure that you highlight your achievement in such a way that you differentiate yourself from others. Why? Being first in the class, everyone is first in the class. Some or the other you become first in the class. But maybe first among so many people, or maybe it's some national level achievements highlighted as to why is it important. Express it properly, that is very important. Express it such a way to show that it is great, just to give you an example. For example, one of the sports achievement of one person won an inter-college event, but it was a national level inter-college event. So he somehow portrayed that he won a prize in a national level competition in the chess competition. Though there were a few colleges participating in it, but how you portray in the college form, it becomes extremely important to showcase your achievements. Third, highlight your work. Remember, you're doing an MBA to work in the future. So if you've done good work in the past, it shows that you can do good work in the future. So work experience have a high weightage in the interview. So if you can highlight your work experience, it helps. Okay, so work X has to be focus of your answer if you have a work experience. If you have done internship and if you don't have work experience, do mention your internship. Specifically, when you express your work, people don't write works properly. They just write their roles. Focus on your responsibilities, focus on your achievements. So if you have led a team, if you have done some great projects, you have got early promotion, all that has to be highlighted. Remember, that gives extra points for you in the interview. To ensure that you highlight your work experience properly. Okay? Accolades in your or achievements in your workplace has a greater weightage than anything else. So if you can highlight that, that could create a positive perspective about yourself and it could help you to get a brownie points. Do not copy. People do copy from ChatGPT or online resources, but in an interview, avoid it. Understand the panelists also have going to a lot of forms and they understand similar words, similar wording that come across. Also avoid copying from others. Okay, you can take help from ChatGPT or from other online resources or from others to get a structure. The language has to be your own. Remember that, because when you speak in an interview and they find, oh, you've written your answers in the form of very refined language, but you can't speak proper English, then there is a mismatch in terms of what you're speaking and what is there in the form in terms of language. That could create a problem. So do take help. I'm not saying no. I mean, you have to take help from others to check your form, to get some ideas, etc. But ensure that the language is your own would help you. I mean, the final draft has to be yours. Also, before submitting the form, do a word and grammar check. You do submit the forms, but they don't check it. I mean, if there are spelling mistakes, okay, or some mistake grammar, it shows that you have filled the form in a hurry. I mean, and you're not given enough time for the form. Not giving enough time for the form also shows lack of seriousness for the college. To ensure that you fill the form, get a word check, and get a grammar check from. I hope this helps. We do conduct training for interviews and GD and VAT preparation. If you want any help, guidance, do let us know. You can put in the comment box and we'll guide you with regards to whatever possible. All the best for your interviews.